This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell.
Bombshell.
A lot of stories were tracked,
revelation.
including an absolute
bombshell. About a bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable.
Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello, welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes of your guiltiest pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm your resident reality TV historian.
I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the skeptic turned co-conspirator.
My name's Kelson, pronouns are they, them, and I'm your local cryptid.
Together we connect clues, follow the drama, and unpack all things reality TV, one case at a time.
Ooh, new
All right.
intro. How
New
we feeling?
intro.
It's cute, it's a little,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
it's like a little clunky, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Reality Bombshell.
Today, I'm running the show today.
Woohoo!
This is
Woo!
this
Ben's
is
taking
new.
over the pod.
We love it.
We're gonna be talking about Amazing Race today.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Haha. You were asking us about this last time, I think, about The Amazing Race.
We talked about it a little bit
Yeah.
when we talked
Yeah.
about Survivor and just
Yeah.
That's right.
competition shows in general.
I think Amazing Race is a really cool idea for a competition show.
I actually know nothing about it.
Great.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you will
yeah.
be learning today.
Yeah.
I think I watched it like a couple episodes of the first couple of seasons, like way back when.
Right.
But, I have not touched it in forever. So, all right. So we're jumping all the way back to 2004. Today.
Ooh,
This is
tell me
the-
about 2004.
This is the oldest crime we've ever we've discussed to
We've
this
ever
date.
committed,
Yes.
Committed.
21 years ago, which
No.
feels gross to discuss.
Oh, God.
It was the start of Bush's second term.
Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
when that sucked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the worst that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were going through. Yeah.
Yeah. Cute.
Wow. Facebook launched.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was the year of the Indian Ocean tsunami, which
Oh my god. Yeah.
introed the world to Tom Holland eventually through the movie The Impossible.
That's a
Was
jump.
that our intro to Tom Holland?
It's a leap.
Kind of.
Because my intro
He did-
was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well, he did Billy Elliot, but like that was
okay, yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
theater. That was his.
Yeah.
Impossible was his first film, I think. Banger movies and music that year. We had Mean Girls,
Yes!
Napoleon Dynamite,
Wow.
Okay.
Shrek 2,
Yes.
and The Incredibles.
Wow! That's loaded.
That's
loaded for
that's
animation,
stacked.
Totally.
particularly.
Yeah.
Music-wise, we had American Idiot.
Oh.
Green Day's American Idiot.
Hell yeah.
Usher had Burn, Yeah, and Caught Up all in that
Oh,
year.
wow.
Yeah.
Caught up.
Um,
Love Usher.
and then My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
Specifically for Kelson. Helena and I'm Not Okay were their two big
Don't
songs
know
that year.
either of those.
Yeah.
If I played I'm Not Okay, for you, I think
you
you'd
would know.
recognize it.
So Amazing Race generally. Ariel, you know nothing. Kelson, do
Yeah.
you know anything?
Yeah. So Amazing Race is a competition reality show, and you, my understanding, it's normally in pairs, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so you pair up with somebody. A lot of times it's like family members, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
And you travel around the world. And in each stop, there's gonna be you have to navigate through the city and complete these challenges, and puzzles and
It's like an international scavenger hunt?
yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
literally
much.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, got
and
it.
then at each stop, somebody's eliminated normally because they were the last they were the last team to complete the leg of the race.
Yeah.
How do they get between countries and stuff?
They
So-
have a small budget.
Yeah.
Like the producers give them
Oh, and they've got to figure out how to
Yeah.
get from
how they you don't have to pay. Your budget accounts for taxis and stuff. They sign you up for flights and I guess hotels when you get to
No,
the
don't you
next-
only have to book your own flights?
You have to get there, but they
Okay.
the production pays for it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're not paying.
It's
out
not part
pocket
of it's
for
not
it.
part of the budget that they give you each
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But there are certain, at least in season 6 is what I watched for this episode. One of the episodes was a non-elimination episode, but the team that came in last lost their budget for the next challenge. So they had no money to get to the next
that's
place.
tough.
But the
What
next
do you do?
I don't know. The next episode they were taking taxis and stuff. So
I feel like if I was going on The Amazing Race, I would probably still bring my wallet with me.
I don't think you can. I don't think that's part. There was
Yeah.
one scene where they hopped in a cab and they like kind of said, we don't have money, and the guy was like, just whatever, get in. So
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
they were
Yeah.
like, there's a camera, and
There's still
every
production
there's-
help.
they're running around
Yeah.
with a camera guy.
Cameraman.
Yeah,
every-
exactly.
So
Um,
I don't know
Yeah.
how that
and
all works, but
it
yeah.
also doesn't seem uncommon for people to rely on the kindness of strangers when
For
they're
sure.
trying to figure out directions to get places, or like a lot of the challenge normally, like the different obstacles and stuff will have to do with like the history of the country or like at landmarks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes they have to go like and be talking to the locals and like figure stuff out for the puzzle and stuff like that. It's very,
fun.
very cool.
Yeah, that's cute. I
yeah.
remember hearing about it. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
when I went to summer camp, we would do, like, survivor activities and, like, Amazing
Sure.
Race activities.
Yeah.
But all it was just, like, running around. And
That is
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
it's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
it.
running
Scavenger
around.
hunt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since this is another competition show,
Yes.
how would we all do, and who would you
Yeah.
bring as your partner if you were on The Amazing Race?
So I've thought about this before, so I'll
Okay.
go first. Me and my mom would do it
Sure.
together. I think that we would be we work well together figuring out puzzles and stuff, and we're both knowledgeable about kind of different things.
Sure.
So I think we'd really fill in the gaps for like historical things or like,
Sure.
you know, my mom has like much, because I don't have a great sense of like world history and stuff like that, but I have better sense of more modern things and like.
Your mom's got the world history stuff.
My mom's got the
Mm-hmm.
world history stuff locked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first person that comes to mind would be my brother. Because I feel like, regardless of who I did this with, I would end up wanting to kill them or myself by the
Yes.
end of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So, like,
usually how it goes.
yeah.
And that is what we will be discussing
yeah,
today.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's
So,
couples will go on this, and I'm like,
A
that's
terrible idea.
Yeah,
Yep.
bad
but,
idea.
like, my brother, I know I can, like, punch him in the face and he's not going anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also just wouldn't do it, to be fair.
fair.
If I were physically fit enough to be running around as much as them, and also okay with trying a bunch of different foods, because it's not uncommon for there to be eating challenges about regional delicacies, and I'm a very picky eater. My mom and I were like half serious, like if we ever like get in shape, like we would try and apply for this.
Yeah. What about you,
And,
Ben?
I have traveled recently with my
I
friend
thought you were about to say
Daniela.
you have applied.
I
and
have
I was
not
like,
applied
whoa!
to The Amazing Race. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I have traveled recently with my friend Daniela to 4 cities, 2 countries in Asia, and we didn't kill each other, so
Yeah.
that's my current answer.
Fair?
Me personally, most of it I think I would be good with. My sense of direction is terrible, and
That-
that's like most of
Yeah.
it.
Confirm.
Also, I don't know how to drive stick.
That's-
and
yeah.
that's
My mom
more
knows
than
how to
half
drive
the
stick.
battle.
That is
Um,
valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain things like that you really have
Yeah,
to
you
like
really have to-
train up on.
Yeah.
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 All right. So season 6 of The Amazing Race. Let's talk about, before we get to our people of interest, let's talk about some of the witnesses to this crime, some of the other pairs, just some of the more colorful pairs on this season.
Is this are we like doing something further along in the season, or is it like character arcs of the whole season? Or, you know what I mean?
So the crime happens in episode 6
Okay.
of season 6.
Yeah.
With one of the pairs. Both of these pairs that are you're looking at here, they last at least through episode 6.
What is on that one guy's head?
Yeah, how would you describe that haircut of the man all the way to your
Like
your
little
left?
so
His name is
stacks?
Adam and Rebecca of
So what it looks like to me is he shaved his head, but he kept his bangs, and then he put his bangs in 2 little buns.
little like devil horns. Yeah.
Yeah, which slay, honestly.
it's
Fascinating.
it's a fashion choice.
Yeah.
That's Adam and Rebecca.
I'm gonna get
They
closer
are
with that.
on again, off again.
That's a great recipe for doing a reality TV show together.
Correct. And
so funny.
Rebecca, there's
Should I cut my hair like that, you guys?
I don't know. That's a tough look. Rebecca, like halfway through, is like, "Yeah, I am kind of embarrassed that I dated him," and like
Yeah.
they fight a lot. And then this other couple,
He looks like he looks very 2004 macho, drives a motorcycle and beats people up in the back of bars kind of a guy.
good guess because he is a professional wrestler, along with his wife.
alright,
His wife Lori. Lori and Bolo are their names.
Bolo.
Bolo.
Is it BOLO?
BOLO.
Like,
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
All 4 of these people just yell at each other the entire time.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is most of the couples on
Married
Amazing Race.
professional wrestlers.
Married professional
What
wrestlers.
is that like?
Great
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Did you guys ever
Um,
watch Glow?
No,
That was a
I've
good
been
show.
I
meaning to.
really,
Big
you
fan
should
of
watch
Glow.
it. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
Alison Brie. Shout out.
Yeah.
I
Love her.
Yeah. All right. So our people of interest, we're going to be talking about Jonathan Baker and Victoria Fuller today.
There is a contestant on The Bachelor named Victoria Fuller.
Really?
Yeah, that's so funny. Anyway,
I wonder if it's her.
it's not.
So let's talk about each of them separately, and then we'll talk about them as a couple. Their like little tagline or whatever you want to call it. They're married entrepreneurs every time like they come up. Except Jonathan is really the only one who has a business.
I was gonna say entrepreneur is a term that's used quite fast and quite loose.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Victoria was born in December of 1970.
Do you have a day? Capricorn or Sagittarius?
December 11th.
Sagittarius.
Sag.
All right.
She is a model, actress, and artist.
An
is
entrepreneur.
What, and part of an entrepreneur pair, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, sure.
She was Playboy's Playmate of the Month in January 1996.
Hey. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Coming.
That's awesome.
Yep. Jonathan seems to be the real, quote unquote, real entrepreneur of the two. He owned a spa line called Skin Spa, which he eventually sold. From what I could tell, it was the spa that like a lot of celebrities went to. He had a lot of celebrity connections. He did also produce like a couple of like short films and stuff in the late 80s.
LA based?
They are LA based.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
We're going to be reading some stuff from a couple interviews and Jonathan's IMDb page, just to give you an idea of what Jonathan is. So this is from an interview pre-race about the two of them. Jonathan describes himself as having a type A personality, while Victoria says she is resourceful. One of the challenges for them on the race is going to be trusting each other's instincts and putting their bickering aside.
Oh, God.
Spoiler alert.
So
they don't put their bickering
And
aside.
so they know before the race that that's going to be a problem.
Correct.
Oh, gosh.
Also, some stuff from Jonathan's IMDb page, just for fun here. He owns Warren Beatty's first home.
Cool.
Yeah.
He also has a tombstone with his name on it next to Marilyn Monroe in Westwood, LA.
That's so cool.
That says, quote, "Stay tuned." He is the only living person in the cemetery. Those are the fun facts on his IMDb page.
I love that.
How did you get a plot next to
Stay
Maryland?
tuned.
So they were set up on a blind date 7 years before the race. They've been married for 3 years prior to when the race starts in 2004.
Imagine marrying someone knowing that they already have a plot picked out and it's next to Marilyn Monroe.
That's awesome.
Those IMDb facts are current. So that I think
could
that
have
is
been later.
I think that is like recent, and this is 20 plus years ago. So let's meet them and have them introduce themselves.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Jonathan and Victoria, married entrepreneurs from Los Angeles.
I'm a dictator. I know the answers, and when we run into problems, I will make her understand what it is that we need to do.
Jonathan does what Jonathan wants to do, and I try not to step in his way because he's like a speeding train, and I don't necessarily want to be in that path.
So that's your intro.
Oh my God.
That's your intro
That's
to the two of them.
disgusting.
Yep. How do we feel?
Gross to say about someone that you're married to.
Correct.
I mean, initially I was taken aback by her eyebrows, but then there were just so many
didn't
other
notice.
crimes that I couldn't focus on anything.
So for one thing, for a relationship, it should be, a partnership, blah, blah, blah. For The Amazing Race, you really, you gotta rely on each other. It's not the kind of show where one person can carry the other person. Like, because you'll be separated, you need to be figuring stuff out on your own sometimes. So, like, for one thing, that's a bad relationship dynamic, but that's also that's terrible for the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Fun.
This is
Yeah.
really
I
awesome.
mean, pretty much most of the next couple of clips we're going to see are just a montage of how terrible of a person Jonathan is. So buckle in.
Great.
Yeah. To immediately just be like, I'm a dictator.
Yeah, like first thing.
Well, I mean,
from
I'm sure that's editing.
No, I know, but like
still.
it's painting a picture of who he
Yeah.
is. Like the editors chose to put that first for a reason.
Yep.
Yikes.
So here's this is like 10 minutes into the first episode.
Everybody's in front of us working and working and working, and we're not. There's no team here. There's nothing.
Shut up, John. I can't take your whining.
My whining is your incompetency at this point, okay?
See where it says Surgeland? That's where that little road was.
Come on,
see this right
I don't know. I'm not reading the map.
Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's something that's interesting about Amazing Race, completely unrelated to these two people. But anytime that they're in like a car where one of them is driving, a cameraman sits in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And I think that I get that they're doing that mostly for being able to film both the people. I think that makes it even tougher for navigation to not
100%.
even be able to lean over and be like this or like to gesture with your arms or anything.
It feels like
that.
a choice.
But yikes, that's episode 1. Oof.
Yeah.
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 The wheels come off real fast here.
It almost feels fake to a degree because it's so aggressive. It's like they're like whining at each other.
Yeah, it does feel a little played up a tiny bit. There was discussion, and we'll talk about this in the aftermath of the crime, of some of it being played up by production a little bit.
Sure. They still said these things.
They still said these things to the person that they were married to.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing, like, you can edit it however you want, but when you have the source material.
Right,
like...
and you can see the words coming out of their
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
It is also very early on that pretty much all of the other contestants hate the two of them.
Oh,
but
I
mostly
would.
Jonathan.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Like, he's in everybody else's face. He's causing a ruckus. It's bad.
Fun.
Yeah.
There's someone right there. Ask him. Ask him.
Excuse me? Go all the way down to the triple thing, come around, and go to the left. Yeah.
John, write it down. You want a pen? Write it down, because you're not going to remember it.
I'm trying, Victoria.
You haven't written anything down.
Back up.
You're gonna not remember. If you didn't write anything down, you don't have
I know where I'm going. I know what he told me to do.
This is what you wrote down? I mean, come on.
So here's where things start to get a little bit physical, beyond their verbal arguments. He needs to ask for directions. Victoria pushes him to ask for directions because he's a man and won't ask for directions.
Of course.
That's a common thing in the show.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But
common thing.
In real life.
Yeah, for sure. I just feel like if, like, what's the prize? Like, I don't know, like
I think it's $1 million.
$1 million or something like that.
Oh, it's $1 million.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And the winner of each challenge gets some sort of vacation.
Bonus. Yeah.
Nice.
Which, like, could be good or could be bad for them. Like,
Yeah.
after all of this, do you want to
Go on
continue
vacation
with that same
with
partner?
that person?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they always conveniently say like a vacation for two.
It doesn't need
Doesn't
to be.
have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be you guys. Doesn't need to be either of you.
Right.
Like,
Right. You and your mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Going to Sir.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I think, like, you should just be writing something like that down. Like, if there's that much money on the line, you think you'd be able to put something, like, what your ego or whatever aside to be like, let me write down these directions to make sure I get this right so I can go get that $1 million.
Men will do anything but accept the fact that what they do might actually not
wrong.
be
Be
like
incorrect,
the correct
yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's why I'd go with my mom.
Yeah.
You want to go with Isaac?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's a redhead, too. Like, I don't stand for a chance. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. This show is very much an exercise in communication.
Patience?
Both.
Yeah.
Patience and communication, and this couple very much does not have that.
either.
Like, from the get. Oh, God.
Yeah. So that scene was from episode 2, which each episode title is a quote from the show. One of this episode's title is from another team. It's called "I'm Not His Wife. He Doesn't Need to Scream at Me." About Jonathan. Yep.
Oh God.
Yep. So in that clip, you see Jonathan kind of shoving Victoria off with one hand. I saw several articles where Jonathan was saying that he was like asking her for the map, and like they cut it in a weird way.
I don't believe that.
They didn't cut anything. That was a full one shot.
Yeah, not not super.
Ew.
But it all starts to go downhill from here.
Oh, great!
And we're not going uphill.
We're not trending uphill.
I just want to add additional context of the show for Ariel. I don't know if it'll come into play here or not. But so you're racing against these other couples, right?
Right.
Sometimes you don't see anyone.
Right.
Because you're all at different places in the city and stuff.
Right.
Sometimes you're like right on someone else's tail. You like see them and stuff like that.
A lot of the time when they get on flights, sometimes they're with like 3 or 4 other teams.
Yeah, on the same flight waiting at the airport or something.
Yeah.
But there isn't any kind of like forced interaction or anything like that.
Okay.
So it's not like at the end of the day they're all going back to the same hotel or anything like that.
Right.
So for him to be like yelling at other
Somebody
people,
else.
he's probably only seen those people for like a couple hours cumulatively
Ew.
at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's been
Like
He's
stuck
just-
with these people in a mansion the way that you are on
He's
Big Brother.
fully in
Yeah.
everybody's face.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think he is just trying to be up.
I think he just
he's
is
trying
that
to, He's
way.
trying to. I think he's partially that way. I think
Yeah.
he's trying to make for quote unquote good TV.
Reality bombshell.
Here's where we get to the end of one of the challenges, and Jonathan is again just being his old Jonathan self.
His jolly old
Classic
Jonathan.
John.
Yep.
There it is. It's right there.
Let's go!
I gotta get the flashlight!
I got it.
Ow! Wait for me!
We are number one!
No, we're not.
You're a whiner and a complainer, and we're number one!
We're not number one. Look who's here. There's people here, John. I'm not number one.
What number are we?
3.
We're 3?
Yes. Oh.
I knew that the teams were not smart enough to find this. She had no confidence in me, but I knew.
I'm so proud of you.
And this game teaches you about yourself. I cannot believe it. You owe me an apology.
I'm sorry.
You owe me a big apology.
I'm really sorry.
You need to look inside yourself and you need to look inside yourself and do something different.
We actually like Victoria, but John is pretty mean to her, so we don't really like him. He's just really aggressive and harsh.
I am so proud of myself.
Ew!
Oh my God.
Sir, you need to look inside yourself.
Literally.
Did
The sisters were so uncomfortable
Yeah.
there.
Oh my God.
The one laughing awkwardly, that's me. I would have just been like,
Did he hit his wife over the head with the trunk?
With the trunk, yep.
My mom's done that to me accidentally. It fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It does.
That's-
That one I am more willing to say could have been an accident.
Sure. You're just rushing. You're rushing along.
You're rushing.
But he should have
Yeah.
apologized.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he
Insane.
asked her to apologize.
Yeah,
Crazy.
right.
Oh my God.
Ew,
It- the
this
whole-
makes me not want to be around men or watch The Amazing Race.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making me want to watch The Amazing Race again. Not him specifically, just seeing the challenges and stuff. I'm like, this is such a cool
fun
idea.
show,
I should,
yeah, right.
It's a
myself
cool
wanna
idea.
watch
I mean,
it.
it's
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
he
But,
he is not suited for the
Ew,
show.
no.
He's
Yeah.
not suited to be around
People.
women.
Yeah.
Specifically, but
Yeah.
other people probably, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre because there's no like ebb and flow or character development at all. He's just one note and it's yelling at his wife.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
That's
Jonathan.
For sure there is the possibility that there's other scenes where they're more calm and he's like respectful of her, but
there are not.
But that's the thing is I know
Great.
you well enough to know that if those scenes did exist, you would
put
have
them.
picked them.
Yeah.
It's rough all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see an article. It was in Splash Mag.
Favorite
Never
mag.
heard of that.
Favorite magazine. Yep.
Shout out Splash Mag.
Yep. He was originally supposed to do this with a friend of his. And production said it wouldn't make for a good enough story.
Ew.
So they initially rejected that pairing, and then he reapplied with Victoria.
Oh, okay.
And that made for a better story.
Well,
Yep,
Yeah.
I guess. So
we're talking about
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's keep going.
Great. Can't wait.
I do have to give him the smallest amount of credit that he didn't originally think that he and Victoria were the best team for this. Like, he knew himself vaguely well enough to be like, I should do this
I'm
with
good
someone
for this,
else.
but Victoria's not.
And that's the thing.
See, I don't think that's the correct benefit of the doubt. I mean, I
Yeah.
think you're giving him too much benefit of the doubt there.
Gotcha.
I don't think he didn't choose her because he didn't think they would be a good
Yeah.
pairing. I think he didn't think she'd be good enough to win.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
and
No,
he
mind,
was-
take it back.
Yeah, I think he was.
You're
looking
like,
for,
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm
The
like,
look
really?
you
Yeah.
gave me.
Like, you do?
I think he just was looking for his best option to win. He wanted to
Win,
travel the world
yeah.
with his friend, and then
Yeah.
he got stuck traveling the world with his wife.
Ugh,
Which is
sucks.
like the worst description of a relationship.
Correct.
I got stuck traveling the world with my wife.
rather
than
Like
my
that,
friend.
that should be like I got to travel the world with my wife. Like that's like the dream, isn't
Yep.
it? Like
Yep. Yep.
Oh my
oh my
god.
god.
Victoria, here's another team. Let's go! I want to grab the cab. Every time I tell you we have a head start, you're always sitting there lazy.
John, leave me alone.
I never promised to leave you alone. That's why I married you.
What did he say?
I never promised to leave you alone. That's why I married you.
I don't like that he said that. I would jokingly say that to David.
Right,
we do like we'll jokingly be like, oh, you know, I want some space. It's like, okay, well, I married you,
but not
in
that.
this.
Like,
That sounds vaguely threatening.
Yeah,
the way he's like yelling at her, like his voice gives me like visceral, creepy, crawling feelings.
Yep.
Ugh.
So we've made it to the crime.
Oh, great.
How do you feel?
Not great.
Yeah, I feel like
it's premeditated for sure.
Yeah. Part of me is hoping that Victoria does something.
Oh, is that the crime?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, I would
and I
love,
don't think so.
I would
but...
love for
Spoiler
that.
alert, it's not.
Oh, yeah. I was really hoping.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
It's not trending well for him.
It
I don't
is
see how
not
he's gonna
trending
get
well
out
for
of
him.
this. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Let's take a guess. I think he's just gonna punch her.
Yeah, I mean, he had no problem shoving her, slamming her head under the
Exactly.
the car
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah. Do you have a guess?
I mean, I think he's gonna ask for a divorce, or push her and ask for a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love all of these outcomes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is not
None
that.
of the above.
None of the
Oh my.
above.
Yeah.
I want her to punch him.
Yeah. That would be great.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
Go on this.
If I could just find that map that we had, I would be fine, but I can't find it.
If another team beats us, Victoria, I'm gonna lose it.
Then lose it, okay, John?
I'm gonna lose it on you because you can't get it right on the ground.
Somebody's ahead of us.
I'm gonna let you drive. Go ahead.
It looks like it's Jonathan and Victoria.
I can't reach the pedals!
Girl.
You never help me with anything. You know, why can't you just help me one time with something?
Look, here we go.
You see a flag?
Yep, flag. Here.
Okay.
There's the route marker right there.
There, where?
How much?
Somebody's right there.
Go,
oh my God.
Go.
Let's go.
Where's the stop?
Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it.
Come on, Victoria.
Run. We can outrun those two.
All right, baby.
Leave it here. Will you watch this?
No, let's go.
1 minute. I can't do it, Victoria.
Come on. It's here. Come on, John.
Run.
Victoria, I can't do it.
It's here. Come on, John. Come on. I can't.
Come on, honey.
My back is so much heavier than yours.
Leave it here.
No, they're gonna take it. John.
Come on, honey, run. Come on, honey.
John.
Give me your back. I'll run her.
Where's the game, baby? I can't do it. I can't do it.
Why did you pick up my bag? Why? How could you stop and pick up my bag?
Because
How could you do it?
to go missing.
How could you do that?
John, stop it.
Jonathan and Victoria, you're team number 2.
Thank you.
Why couldn't you just carry it yourself?
I threw it for a reason. You didn't have to stop and pick it up.
It wasn't gonna be there when we
you
got
know what?
back.
That's my bag. I should have been able to do that.
Victoria?
She's gonna live with her choices. She should have left it. We should have gone. We would have been here.
Jonathan, I think you probably should go and talk to Victoria.
Why did you pick up my bag, Victoria?
I don't have anything to say.
I got nothing to say to you either. This is a race. This isn't about compassion.
Christ.
Yep. So quick recap on all of that.
Ew!
Yeah. Quick recap on that whole clip. This is the end of a challenge. They're racing another team for first place.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, that entire episode, talked about how he just wanted to get a first place win. First place means nothing other than you get a couple minutes
small prize.
You get a small prize and you leave for the next day in the order that you that you came in.
Yeah.
But like in the time increments that you came in for.
Got it.
So
okay.
like
if you came in 3 seconds later, you'd get a 3-second
head start. Exactly.
Yeah,
Which is what
yeah.
happened here. They were 3 seconds behind first place. So, like, it really means nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than
This wasn't
losing
like
out on
the
this trip to
final
Mexico.
challenge.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Besides the like the head start and the thing, like, it can show other teams you're serious or whatever by getting first place, but like you like you
means
don't.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
not that deep if you're not
Correct.
getting first.
Like, you really just want to not get in last. Because last place is usually eliminated.
Got it.
Yeah.
Ew.
So they're racing to the end of the challenge. They can like see it from their cab, and they're on a foot race with the other team. They each have like big backpacks for the entirety of the race.
Yeah, that's all your
with all their
belongings for the
supplies.
entire race. You're
Yeah.
carrying all your stuff with
on
you
your back.
all the time.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jonathan and you can't. Both people
Have to be at the thing.
finish line.
Got it.
Yeah,
You
so if
can't
Jonathan
just-
got there before her, it wouldn't
wouldn't
count.
matter. So
Yeah.
Jonathan throws off his backpack to be able to run faster, and just says like, "I'll get it afterwards," which I don't think you're allowed to do. I don't know what the rules are
I've
of Amazing
seen
Race.
people drop their bags once they're in field of vision
Okay.
of the final thing, and then they
easy
like
to
can
go back and
they
get
can
it.
like go grab it when it's like 20 yards away or something.
Sure.
But
Right.
it looks like he dropped it
Like a block away.
Yeah.
Several miles,
Yeah.
a mile plus away.
yeah, like really far away.
So
He should have been carrying her bags.
correct. Yeah, she says several times in that clip like, my bag is so much heavier than yours.
Yeah.
So she runs back to get his bag because she thinks
It's his stuff.
it's
yeah.
his stuff
And
and
you need
somebody's
it.
gonna
Yeah.
take it.
This is only episode 6.
correct.
Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
not even like second last episode. Like, you know what? Okay, one last race. I'll just like raw dog it or whatever.
Right,
Like, that's all your clothes.
stuff. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
He's
So,
clearly like so focused on himself and not anybody
anything
else.
else. Yeah,
At all.
a narcissist
Yeah.
to a fault.
Yeah.
So he drops his stuff. Victoria runs back to get it, and the other team beats them to the end.
Good.
And Jonathan shoves her and yells at her.
The way she's like scream crying
I know.
too, and he just and continues
her.
to like berate her.
Yeah.
That's
and then
horrifying.
the host steps in and
Yeah.
says, "You should talk to her." And he's like,
And this host,
Why are you?
yeah,
Yeah.
this host, he isn't like Jeff Probst on Survivor where he's like really like
in it.
It's like he's completely friendly and like
Yeah.
everything like that.
Right.
But he's not normally being like, you should go hug each other or
Right.
something
Right,
like
right.
that.
He's like tangentially.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Ugh.
"Yeah, ew, all around."
Ew, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no other like
Ugh.
words if like ew is the only thing that sums up how I
know.
feel at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the crime.
Great.
We're gonna
and
talk
oh my
about-
god, and he shoved her. We didn't
He
even
shoved
talk
her.
about
Yes, he
that.
shoved her. That's-
Yeah,
like
so much
completely-
Like,
heavy,
not
I
even-
didn't
not
even
even the worst
process it.
part.
No,
Just
like the
verbally,
earlier
it's-
shove was like a bit of a like get out of
Yeah.
my way. This was like
Yeah.
a like
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yep.
Christ.
I hope he gets like liver cancer.
Wow.
Fuck.
We will get to the judgments shortly. I've got one more clip for you here. This is the next morning.
And he gets diagnosed with
Liver cancer.
Unfortunately not. This is immediately the next morning, the first bit of the challenge the next morning. And they again are running to like they have to put their names on this list. They have to find this list, put their names on this list. They wind up getting in third, and this is not, again, the end of the challenge. This is part 1 of the next day.
Yeah.
And
There's like checkpoints.
Right.
And this is early in the morning. So you like, after this challenge that they came in second on, they went to, all of them went to some hotel probably and slept there. They did not have a good night.
No,
after-
I was gonna
after
say
that.
imagine
not well
sleeping
rested.
next to each other
Yeah.
after that.
You would hope that they like maybe apologized and made up.
I would not
from
put
the
money
next
on it.
morning. I'm gonna say that's a no.
Go, Victoria! Honey, go! Damn it!
Jonathan and Baker, why don't you put my name down? I'm part of the team.
There's such spaces. We're just gonna regroup in the cab.
So I guess it's my fault, as usual. Freddie, Kendra, Hayden, Aaron, Jonathan, and Victoria. Hi, guys. Hey.
What's up?
Where are Jonathan and Victoria?
Oh, I don't know.
I wish you could have seen it, racing me and Aaron as fast as she can, and then we got there inside our names and I was like, damn it, Jonathan!
They should probably have some counseling.
You said there's a flag and I went running for it, John. Why didn't you tell me there was a sign-up sheet?
Because I didn't want them to follow you.
Whatever, John. You can blame me for everything all the way along.
When are you just gonna carry your own weight? Let me ask you that.
She carried her own weight last time. god.
God, he's so fucking
He's the
annoying.
worst. Him not even writing her name, just his.
Just his.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
clearly not a team anymore. They clearly haven't been a team from minute 1 of this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
this
bad.
makes me like viscerally upset.
Yep.
Yeah.
So post race, they made several together appearances on shows with men I do not want to give airtime on this podcast.
Gotcha.
The first of which being Dr. Phil.
Great.
They made a Dr. Phil appearance in 2005. So we're just going to be describing those clips because I do not want to show those clips.
Yeah.
On that episode of Dr. Phil asks Jonathan, "Are you a jerk?"
What? Why?
That's funny.
I mean,
That's funny.
We knew
What'd
he
say?
is.
What'd he say?
I think he said no, and he
that's
blamed.
So yeah, no, he is.
He
a jerk.
blamed a lot of this on editing. He also blamed some of this on new medication that he started immediately before this. The
Insane
Amazing
to
Race.
start a new med before the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
And I get how meds can really fuck with your mood and everything, but
Sure.
that doesn't excuse you from
being
your
an asshole.
actions.
Yeah,
Correct.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they do in the show?
They lost like 2 episodes later.
Oh, okay.
So the wheels really come off after that shove.
Okay.
And they just
Yeah.
it's downhill from there.
Yeah.
One other reality TV appearance that they made post The Amazing Race was the reality TV version of Fear Factor with Joe Rogan, who I do not want to give airtime on this podcast. So that was in 2006, like 2 years after.
Wait, they were
their
still
appearance on The Amazing Race.
together 2
years.
We'll get there.
I just assumed they broke up like immediately.
I hope
Nope.
they broke up and were trying to... No?
Nope.
Ben's shaking his head at me.
We'll talk about it. On Fear Factor in early 2006, Victoria was on as part of a challenge. There was something involving a crocodile or an alligator, and she got scared and didn't complete the challenge, and she punched Survivor contestant Johnny Fairplay.
Not Johnny Fairplay.
He plays so fair, though.
I guess. I don't know. Joe Rogan then scolded her. Jonathan went all macho man and confronted Joe Rogan about it. And
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
very, very similar. Joe Rogan then put Jonathan in a headlock.
Good.
And then
Give him a noogie and a wedgie.
I watched that
Gave
clip.
him a
It did not.
swirly.
It was
Right.
not a good look for Jonathan. And then the wrestler, The Miz, had to break up the fight.
The Miz.
So that was their time on
Oh, gosh.
Fear Factor. Later in 2006,
No!
they had a daughter.
No!
Because that's what you do after you.
That's how you fix a marriage.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. They then divorced in 2010.
Wow, it took that
It took
long.
that long.
That's
Yep.
holy
Yep,
cow.
Yep. Jonathan has since remarried. He
Ugh.
has 2 other kids.
Oh,
In addition to the one that he has
Yeah.
with Victoria. Their names are Sienna Soho and Tribeca Jade. Clearly a New York obsession there.
Yeah.
And since then, Jonathan has apologized in several interviews and again blamed his new medication and the editing on the show.
That wasn't editing.
It was not.
Yeah,
That was not editing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ew.
And Victoria, in a couple of interviews, said that she didn't know how bad it was, and until
you
she
see
watched
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not leave after that?
Great question.
I'm sure he was all...
Well, right. I mean,
it was
it's
my
easier said than
medication,
done.
I saw it.
Sure.
I'm going to try and work to improve.
Also-
You've been together for 7 years.
Right, and I
you
don't want to
gotta
downplay
give up.
like abuse and
Yeah,
emotional
like
abuse and
emotional
things like that.
manipulation stuff, but it's
There
like,
were
holy cow.
Yeah.
On top of that, as we discussed, they are married entrepreneurs, quote unquote, but it does feel like Jonathan is the one with all the money. in
Money,
this
right? And you
relationship.
can't just walk away that easily.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
but certainly don't procreate.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one interview that I saw pre-show that they were trying to have a kid and it wasn't working, and they hoped that their time on The Amazing Race would rekindle their relationship. Clearly did not.
That's insane.
Yep. Yeah. So I think they just kept trying, and then they had that kid, and it didn't rekindle that relationship, and they stayed in that relationship for several years afterwards, and then cut it off completely.
Poor kids.
Yeah, single kid, one kid.
Well, the other kids.
There are two
John
others,
James-
though, yeah.
The new kids. With the new wife that I think he is still married to, so...
Yeah.
Hopefully he's nicer to her.
We can dream.
Yeah.
We can
I'm
dream.
not optimistic.
Oy vey.
There was a lot of internet chatter immediately after that episode aired about, like, what is production doing to, like, intervene with all this? Why are we showing, domestic abuse on TV?
Literally.
And, like, didn't really seem like much.
Because it makes good TV, that's
Because it
why.
makes good TV,
Yeah, him yelling in the car like, I'm gonna lose it, like, on you. I was like, that feels like a physical threat.
Well, right, like, if he was okay pushing her on camera, what happened?
What is he doing off camera?
Like,
right.
Once was a small, like, shove, but eventually...
And ignoring her when she cries like that,
Yeah.
like, says to me that, like, he's heard her cry like that before and is choosing to ignore it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Reality bombshell.
So... judgments. Let's get into judgments here.
No custody for him. He should not be allowed near any of those kids.
I'm just gonna go for the Ariel staple. Castration.
Not liver cancer?
Not liver cancer.
And liver cancer. Testicular cancer. Take them off.
I think he should have all of his belongings stolen.
I mean, that is almost what happened, and that's what Victoria was trying to prevent.
But that's what I'm saying. I think he should, consequences of your actions. I think, like, I mean, like everything. I think someone should break into his house and take all of his stuff.
Yeah, I agree. A finger for stealing. Like,
exactly. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I think she should not really have any punishments. But,
no, she doesn't deserve anything.
Her judgment is court-mandated counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all need therapy.
Yeah.
Everyone involved in this season needs therapy, but
yeah.
especially the two of them and all of his children.
Right. Yeah. Oh, those poor kids.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Rough.
So that's the story of Jonathan and Victoria and the shove.
Oh my god, and the shoves.
The shoves. Multiple shoves.
Like, I assume this was like a big thing that was talked about during the show. Like, were they like the couple everyone talked about on the show?
For a while. Like, this seems to be anytime. Like, if you look up Amazing Race drama, like, this is the first thing.
Yeah.
And this is from 20 plus years ago.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Because this is not normal behavior for the show. Like, people will, like, fight and bicker. Like, don't get it twisted.
Sure.
But, like,
I mean,
constant...
still trying to produce a show.
Yeah, constant beratement of your partner is not the norm on this show.
No. I would hope not.
Yeah.
I can't believe they had a baby.
I know.
It's unfortunate for that child. I hope she's okay.
Yeah,
me too, for real.
What's her name? Like,
Upper
East Side.
I wish.
Upper East Side Angelica.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't find that daughter's name. The other two. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm pretty sure all three of them are daughters.
Oh, no.
Which maybe that was his
That
punishment.
is a good punishment. Yeah.
Yikes.
Golly gee.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in for this incredible episode led by Ben. Very exciting. More of that it will be happening, I believe so.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. You can find us everywhere at Reality Bombshell Pod. Make sure you set up automatic downloads on your favorite podcast listening app. That really helps us out with our numbers or whatever you want to call them. I've been Kelson.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Ben.
Bombs away.
Reality bombshell.